welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Right now this pick a card reading is going to be about what would your past self say to you. So if you can pick one of these crystals. This is rose quartz. I like a rose quartz crystal ball if you want to see. It's really beautiful. It's one of my favorites. And this is a pyrite tree. It's so fucking, I'm sorry for swearing, but it's so pretty. I love it. And then this is one of my favorite crystals. This is really good for anxiety, depression, to help calm and relax you. I really like it because I have really bad anxiety, to be honest. So yeah, to pick a pile, I'm gonna start off with crystal number 1, which is the rose quartz ball. To light some acetone. Alright, Spirit. Okay, that right here. Just gonna, what is pile number 1's past self? What would they like to say to them? Pile number 1. If pile number 1's past self could see what they were doing, what would they want to say to them? How would they feel? Give us all the tea on pile 1's past self and what they would like to say. And if pile 1's past self saw them right now, what advice would they give them? Okay. Pile number 1. What would pile number 1's past self say to them? Spirit. What would pile number 1's past self say to them, Spirit? Just giving you guys a heads up, I will not read reversals. Sometimes I read them, but I just don't want to read them today, to be honest with you guys. All right, anything else of what pile number 1's past self would say to them? Good. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, okay, this is how I read. I know people might not like it, but this is like, okay, in the beginning of whatever I shuffle, this is like the more of like the past energy, and this is more like the present. So I'm just gonna read it like if the person, like your past self saw you like more in your like past energy, maybe like I would say 6 months from now to a year from now to like right now. So because I'm not trying to do like a past self that like, you know, was 2-3 years ago. I'm trying to do something that was maybe like 5-10, maybe when you were like a teenager or a kid, something within that sort, something like a really long time ago, something where like, you know, where to you it felt like the world was different. You know what I mean? Like, for example, when I felt the world was different, and when I felt like, you know, if I would have been shocked when I was 13 if I saw the life that I was living, to be honest. So, and right now I'm 24 years old, so that's about like almost 10 years ago, so 9 years ago. But yeah, so I'm gonna do something where, you know, if they saw you from like last year till now, okay, just so you know. So with the Knight of Swords, I feel like, you know, a year ago, you were probably chasing your dreams. You were trying to, because the Knight is about like chasing something, you know? So you were chasing knowledge. You were chasing, trying to find the answers to certain things. You were chasing, maybe, for example, maybe you were going to school. Maybe you were trying to learn something. Like, for example, you could have been trying to learn tarot. You could have been trying to learn how to become a nurse. You could have been trying to learn how to do a new job. You could have been trying to just learn something. It could have even just been learning how to do art or how to dance. You were really focused on putting your mind on gaining a knowledge of something. And then with the Page of Wands, usually the page like indicates people. So there could have been like a younger fire sign in your life that was just, you know, helping you with on this journey of you learning something, you know what I mean? They could have been a really big, important part of your life. And it doesn't need to be a fire sign, but somebody with like goofy, silly, childlike energy. You know, like this person, the Page of Wands is always about like a goofy, silly person who comes off as immature. They don't have to be immature, but like they're immature in a good way. Like they make you laugh, like they're the class clown. Like that's how I look at the Page of Wands, like a funny goofball, you know, somebody that's the life of the party as well. Yeah, and I see with the Star, you had a lot of hope. So you guys could either be an Aquarius or an air sign of some sort, or I'm seeing a lot of wands, so you could be a fire sign as well. But with the Star, you guys were very hopeful, and you guys were in a very good, positive mental state, you know. And this person, this Page of Wands person really helped you with that. I feel like also this hope really helped you become the King of Wands. So this person, you know, the friend, the goofball, or whatever, whoever this person is to you, they helped you. They encouraged you. They were sweet to you. They were nice to you. They helped you feel confident, and it helped shape you into this King of Wands. A King of Wands is like a person who has it all when it comes to confidence, how they put themselves together, they're doing good in life, and they get recognition for it. So this person really helped shape you to become that King of Wands. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm doing a reading for your past self. So scratch that. The Page of Wands, I kind of got sidetracked a little bit. The Page of Wands is you when you were younger. So this person is you, is your younger self. So I feel like as you were learning what you needed to learn, let's go back, take it all back. With the King of Swords, when you were learning what you needed to learn, your younger self was rooting you on, cheering you on. Subconsciously, you might, like, for example, like maybe 10 years ago, you wanted to start a business of some sort, right? And then out of nowhere, you know, the Page of Wands, the younger self wanted that 10 years ago. And then for some reason, you kind of remembered it, but you didn't understand why you wanted to go back to business. But in reality, it was your younger self that was, that wanted that, and you just for somehow subconsciously or consciously just remembered that. So basically your younger self really tried to manifest hope for you. They tried to manifest, you know, your dreams for you, and it shaped you to become the King of Wands. Sorry, again, I have ADHD, so sometimes when I'm doing things, I just, you know, I'm in my own world. But basically, back on track. This Page of Wands is not a person that you know. It's you, but your younger self. So your younger self was really there for you, you know, and it really helped you ascend to, instead of the Page of Wands, this King of Wands. And I feel like you're still in touch with like your younger self. You still have a similar personality. Like for example, if when you were younger, if you were like gothic or something, you're still goth, but like in an older version. You know what I mean? So whatever you were when you were younger, probably 9 out of 10, you're still the same, but in like a different way. The Six of Swords. So when you became this King of Wands, you started to walk away from anything that didn't serve you. You walked away from a lot of people that did not help you feel like the King of Wands, did not respect you like the King of Wands, did not respect you like you were worthy. You walked away from all of that. I feel like a lot of people probably made it hard for you to, they probably sent you like a lot of evil eye, or just made it difficult for yourself. You feel like you only have you and yourself, you know what I mean? And a lot of people always made it hard for you to manifest what you wanted. They put like energetic blocks in your field. But yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles, you started chasing your bag, you started trying to get your money in order, you started working on yourself. And spiritually, I feel like, you know, you ended up giving to others, you know, with the Six of Pentacles. So your younger self would be really, really happy to see that, you know, your younger self, I'm getting the feeling that they probably they saw and envisioned you chasing the bag, right? But they didn't really see you giving to other people. So I feel like that's something that maybe your younger self doesn't really know too much about you. I feel like maybe when you were younger, you know, you were focused on helping yourself out. And I feel like you've always had a good heart, but like now that you've kind of healed yourself from all the trauma and BS that has happened to you, you became a person that now gives to other people. You know, you really help other people out. And yeah, you're creating generational wealth for yourself. A lot of you people could be getting married, or you already are married, or you're just having like a stable environment that you're living in. You guys could be having children or planning on having children. I feel like you guys want to, because the Six of Cups right next to it, I feel like you guys want to give and you want to be fruitful to anybody that you take care of, you know? So that's something that is more who you are today. And I feel like your younger self wasn't really focused on it, but I feel like they still would be proud to see that. Like, they'd be happy to know that you are somebody that, you know, is like sharing your abundance with other people, you know what I mean? So, but I don't think that you ever would have expected yourself to be in this kind of energy, you know? Because I feel like you really are a giver, and you really are, you know, giving in a spiritual sense, and to help others, and to really share with the people who deserve it. So anyway, and with the Page of Cups, let me think. I feel like you could have honestly shared to a person who maybe wasn't the best for you. I feel like this was maybe like a love interest with the Page of Cups, to be quite honest. And it was like a younger person, or somebody just emotionally younger than you, you know, mentally or whatever. And I feel like, you know, you were very, maybe even addicted to them because we have the devil right there. So this is maybe a person that you were addicted to, like more towards the end of the year. And I feel like within all this good energy, you kind of got sidetracked from this love interest that you became so addicted to. And I feel like your intuition, because we have the High Priestess, I feel like your intuition led you away from this and broke you away from it, you know? And I feel like with the Emperor at the bottom of everything that I just shuffled, I feel like I'm getting the feeling that he came in, tried to like destroy your life a little bit, and then it didn't work because of your intuition, and then this like father figure or this protective male energy that came into your life. And this person really, really helped you. So I feel like your younger self would probably been proud that you're able to come out of addictions pretty easily, and that you're able, that you have a good intuition, and that you have a good support system, especially with this, you know, older male figure. And I feel like, you know, your younger self is just really happy that you are a person that gives. You're a person that is strong. You're a strong man or woman, and you're able to break free of any type of addiction that ever comes your way. You really envisioned a good life for yourself, and, you know, your younger self is rooting you on every step of the way, and you were able to manifest it. And I feel like whatever you wish for yourself, you succeeded like 10 times higher. You know, are somebody that's unrecognizable, but in a good way. And I feel like, you know, you realize your worth. You're able to walk away from any situation that doesn't serve you. You're able to manifest all the money in the world, and you're giving to others. You're not just manifesting money and keeping it all for yourself. You know, like you envision giving a good life to your children and a good life to anybody who deserves it around you. And I feel like at the end of the day, even if anything bad has ever happened to you, you have, maybe not a lot, maybe you do, I don't know, but you have at least one or two people that you can heavily depend on. And then you also have yourself. So I feel like you are definitely your own best friend, and your younger self is really proud of you, and they're, you know, really happy and amazed that everything worked out for you. And I feel like you are filled with abundance and support from many. Even if people aren't there for you, they like see your strength, and they see how good you are at manifesting everything, and they see, you know, your support and the way that you're loved and admired. I feel like you are admired and you are loved because you're a giver and you give, you know, and you went through a lot, maybe, and you were able to overcome it. So yeah, I feel like your younger self is very, very proud of you, and you guys are like very close. That's what I'm seeing. I don't feel like they're ever far from you. And I feel like, you know, if they saw everything that you're doing in your life, they would be happy for you. Okay. Is there, oh, and by the way, this is my crazy love notes. I love them. They always leave with a good read. Okay, I'm gonna just also light this with some Palo Santo and cleanse it. I use this deck a lot, so I'm just gonna make sure that I do that real quick. I don't want my energy on it. Okay. So what advice can you give, just inspirational advice, could you give to my pal number one? Inspirational advice could you give to my pal number one? So you have listen to your body. Is there anything else that I can give to my pal number one? And then anything that their younger self would want to say to them right now. Direct message from their younger self. Okay, so we have listen to your body, choose love, and then your younger self would like to say to you, celebrate your love. So, for listen to your body, I'm going to read it to you, okay? No matter how bad we feel, our bodies are always working on our behalf to create health and vitality. Meet your body halfway by acting on the messages it sends you. Sorry about that. Whether it's a whisper or a word, don't ignore what you hear. Listen to your body. It wants the best for you. So, okay. So I feel like you guys have probably been not drinking water, or maybe you guys feel like you need to get up and move around, but you don't, etc. So I feel like if you feel like you need to drink some water or eat better or get up and just take a walk, I feel like you should do that. I feel like this is really calling for you to step out of your comfort zone, maybe organize that closet that you haven't touched in a really long time. I know that has nothing to do with your body, but you know, sometimes when our rooms are cluttered or something is just not right, it really does affect with our mental health as well. So I feel like you guys should focus on your mental health, maybe decluttering, and then also focus on drinking water, eating better, getting some rest, or, you know, the opposite, if you need to get up and move around, you know, go with your dog, take a walk or something like that. So that was a message for you, and then this is another message from the universe. If you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose a path of love. Suffering, doubt, and frustration all transform in the presence of love. So show your love courageously, show your love openly, show your love with no strings attached. It's safe to give and receive love. In fact, if you have a hard time with self-love, start outside yourself and work your way in. Showing love to others can be a gateway for loving yourself. So I feel like maybe you guys are maybe in a very defensive mood, or, you know, you guys maybe aren't really connecting energetically with other people. So I feel like, you know, you guys should just think positively and just have a good positive attitude. Don't be pessimistic, you know, and just try your hardest to be a light around other people. I used to be a very negative, pessimistic person, and that didn't get me anywhere, and it didn't make me happier. It made me actually extremely miserable. And when I started to become like a bubbly, happier person, and, you know, the way that I talk to people and the way that I bond with others, even if you don't want to talk, it's like, let's say you get Uber ride somewhere, right? And then the Uber driver is fucking being annoying because all you want to do is just fucking relax, and you're just giving him an attitude because you don't want to talk and you don't know how to say, hey, I don't want to talk. Just talk. Just talk to them, be nice, because you forcing yourself to talk to people, it'll help you, you know. Now, you don't have to do this all the time. Maybe there are some times where, you know, we're human, we might need to, you know, relax, but I feel like you focusing on like you're like focusing on pushing people away possibly, so don't focus on that. I know it might be hard sometimes if you're like an introverted person, or like I said, a pessimistic person, but try your hardest to be open, lighthearted. And that's how you'll bond with other people, even if you don't want to. And one thing that really helped me start to like people more is because I started working in the restaurant industry. I started to, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a dancer, so that really helped me. Even though that job is very, very extremely hard, I've met a lot of nice people and I've had a lot of nice conversations with others. And, you know, I started to realize that the more I talked to people, the happier I kind of was. It really does help when you're able to connect with people and to have, you know, a bond with everyone. You don't have to be everyone's friend, but just having that nice talking connection can really change a lot in your mood. So make sure you're just nice to other people and you're willing to let them in. That's all. Now, what your younger self would like to say to you is celebrate your love. So this little cute card right here, the little balloons. When we cherish our beloved, the bond grows stronger. We create deeper levels of trust, intimacy, And friendship, it's all too easy to get comfortable and put your relationship on cruise control. So spice it up instead. Do something special and spontaneous. And if you're currently looking for your soulmate, take yourself out for a fun date. The happier you're more connected you are to yourself, the most attractive you'll be to others. So yeah, I feel like, you should, after, especially because this is right next to the choose love, once you learn how to connect with other people and, just be on the frequency of others in a positive way. Of course, you don't want to like be around and talk to people that are gossiping and just full of negative energy. But once you master that, I feel like you should go out and do something for yourself. And if you are looking for somebody that, you want to have a relationship with, I feel like, you should maybe take yourself out more. And I feel like you should really work on strengthening your connections with other people. So I feel like your younger self would want you to just explore life, to have fun, to be at peace. To be at peace wherever you go. You might still be struggling with some type of anxiety from, all the hard work that you put in for yourself. Because it seems to me you just put in a lot of hard work to get where you are, and I feel like with this Six of Pentacles that we saw in the reading before, you might be giving to only certain people and you might be closed off to the rest possibly. I feel like you should be open to everybody, not in a way where you're naive and you're trusting everybody, but there's nothing wrong with like social interactions. Just use your discernment and, try to get yourself out there. You could have possibly even been social before, and then you got fucked over. Sorry for swearing. You got screwed over multiple times. So maybe it was kind of hard for you to kind of trust people again. So. Jesus Christ, that's too much. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And I told the first pile, I don't know if you read that one, but I'm not doing reversals, just so you know, heads up. Okay, one more card, Spirit. Is there anything that pile number 2's younger self would like to say to them? Oh, Jesus Christ. I know it's weird I say that, but I'm on a tarot channel and I'm saying, but yeah, I grew up Catholic and my mom used to say that all the time, and like now I'm saying it. So. Now that I think about it, why did she say that? I thought that that was a bad thing. She's Catholic or whatever. Okay, so. No. Okay, it's very direct and there's no struggling to think about what I have to say. So with the Sun, so sometime last year you were very positive, or yeah, within a year ago or so, you're very positive, okay? You were very in this good energy. You had maybe a lot of friends, you were collaborating with a lot of people, and I feel like with the Three of Swords, these people turned their back on you, or something happened where it broke your heart and you just couldn't trust anyone anymore. And then with the Nine of Swords, I feel like this really, really hurt you. It could have been friends, a lover, family, whatever. Somebody really hurt you and it kept you up at night. It made you depressed, but it forced you to want to manifest better out of spite. And that's okay. I think if you want to, out of spite, put that energy to manifesting in a positive way, that's completely fine. I know some people think that that's not okay, but why waste that fuel and energy not to become this magician or to get in this mentality and this power of you wanting to better yourself, I think that's a healthy way to cope with what you've been through, as long as you're not trying to hurt anybody or, whatever, anything that is a negative emotion. If you put it into you know, making yourself better and only yourself better. I think there's nothing wrong with that. That's just me. But you basically did that. You put that energy into bettering yourself. And you also heightened your intuition. You started to, I feel like this really made you more aware of other people, and you started getting more in tune with your intuition. I feel like you guys possibly could be a Cancer. I feel like you guys possibly could be like some type of air sign. I feel like you guys could also either be a Leo as well. With the Temperance, I feel like you guys really learned to have patience. You guys really learned to become one with yourself spiritually and really just be in sync with the universe. I also feel like with the Ace of Swords, it really helped you want to challenge yourself to learn new things, to maybe go back to school, study more. I feel like also Ace of Swords could be a card of communication, and maybe you also open up your throat chakra, or you just got better with sticking up for yourself, being more truthful and honest with others. Yeah, with the Six of Swords, you just are not taking any BS from anybody. You walked away from certain situations, and you're not going back. You turned your back on them, and then you found a new group of people that are now actually helping you get where you need to get. So with the Three of Wands, this is about friendships and everything and blah blah blah. With the Three of Pentacles, it's more of like a business thing, or the friends that you have probably are putting you on a better path. Like the Three of Wands, I think of like you're out with a group of friends and you're going to Starbucks laughing and having a good time. This is the kind of energy it gives. Three of Pentacles is like, let's talk about business, but let's still be friends. You know, that it's like friends that you have that are elevating you to become better. So you upgraded to better energy, basically, and to friends that you actually aren't ashamed of, you know, for sure. So what your younger self would like to say to you, I feel like your younger self would probably tell you, that all you want to do is help people. All you want to do is just love, you know, everyone. And don't forget the fact that you have good manifestations skills, and you are, you know, a being of light. You're able to manifest, and you're a good person. You know, you want the best for everyone. You love everybody. You're charismatic, you're lovable, all that stuff. I feel like your younger self would want to look at you and say to you, you know, hey, don't ever think you're worthless. I feel like your younger self, if they saw you in this situation, it would probably trigger them or make them kind of sad, because I feel like you've been treated like that a lot by people, or maybe you're underestimated or taken for granted, or people, you know, act like they want to be your friend and then they turn their back on you. I feel like it would probably make your younger self upset if they saw you in the situation you're in now. But I feel like, you know, your younger self would also be kind of impressed the fact that you created boundaries. You became more of a person where you speak your mind. You have these awesome, amazing manifestation skills. You're intuitive. You're in tune with that intuitive energy, and you're able to walk away from situations. And they also are very happy to see you have new friends. I feel like your childhood self was probably hurt a lot by other people, has a lot of wounds. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm getting. You don't have to take that if you don't want to, or if, you know, that's not the truth. But overall, I feel like if you haven't been through a lot, you're kind of a sensitive person. So I feel like your younger self would still look at this and be like, why would they do that to you? You know, I feel like possibly a lot of people could be jealous of your light when you're coming around, and you might be just so beautiful and angelic, and you just for some reason run into people that, you know, kind of look at you as prey, or look at you as someone to like take advantage of, and they kind of look at your light as stupid. Not that you're stupid at all, but they look at your light like, a lot of people look at people who are very kind. People look at me like that, okay? Because I'm a very nice and kind person, and they just underestimate me and think that I must be dumb because I'm so sweet and I'm so nice. But in reality, I'm very nice, but my mean side is just as bad. I can be the devil. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm a spiritual person, but when somebody tries you, the spirituality goes out the window. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like you should stick up for yourself. I mean, I don't try to be immature about things, even though I am young and maybe I could do better with myself in my life than trying to defend myself the way that I do at times. But sometimes when I feel like people are trying to pick with me because I am a sweet, nice person and I'm small, I become really mean and I become very defensive. But I feel like, to be honest, if you are a smaller person, or if you are a person that's really sweet and gets looked at a certain way, that's totally okay if you have to. But use your discernment. Don't just go around starting things with people, yelling, being dramatic, looking like you're just saying, you know, oh, I'm like, you know, like people, you know, that are kind of like, what's the word? They're more ratchet and like they just, you know, gotta prove a point as soon as they get in the room, and like they're just dramatic and they're just full of drama. Don't be like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if, you know, just be cool, be like happy in your good energy, and just be a light, you know, the light being that you are. But if you see that somebody tries you once, usually my rule is I let it go the first time. Sometimes I won't, depending on like what they said. But if like they say something where they're kind of being passive aggressive, like the other day, a guy that was at my house called me a dummy. He was just being like silly or playful, but it really upset me and it pissed me the fuck off. And like, I didn't know if he was being playful or I didn't know if he like whatever. So I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna let this go because some people, like, sometimes you can have a misunderstanding. I feel like right then and there, I should have probably said, hey, what did you mean by that? Or I didn't really like that. You know what I mean? But also I know myself, and I know when I get angry or upset, it can just really go downhill from there. So that's why personally because I get really boiled up and I get really upset and I don't want to explode if somebody doesn't deserve it, right? So my rule is I let it go the first time. So like the second time it happens, if I do explode, I know I'm kind of in the right, you know what I mean? But I try not to explode, but like, you know, the second time if somebody calls, let's say if he called me a dummy again, right? I would feel less bad if I did, but I'm not, but even then you still shouldn't really explode. You should be assertive. And you should just say to them, hey, you know, I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't like it, and then you need to stop. And I might say that with a little attitude, you know, so he knows. But it's like I'm kind of being a little aggressive, but I'm not being rude. I didn't call him any names. I didn't curse him out. So I try to refrain from using curse words when I'm being assertive and, you know, just being mean. But I will say something that's very normal, like, hey, I didn't like that, but I'll say it like very sassy. And I think that's okay. So that's what I'm basically saying. If you need to do that, I think that's totally fine. Especially if you're like a littler person or like me, somebody that's nice and gets underestimated. That's usually all you need to do is just say, enforce boundaries in a very respectful way, but just the way you say it needs to be very like, you know, like out there and aggressive. And I just feel like, you know, that's kind of like how I do it. So, but I also feel, because like I said, I can be mean. If I do that and then it doesn't work, then I resort to being mean, because it's like, okay, I asked you to stop, you didn't stop, so now I have every right to fucking tear you. I'm sorry for swearing. I don't want to get in trouble, but I have every right to like rip you to shreds. And to be quite honest, I don't do this to women, and I actually am a woman lover. I try not to. Not saying I won't ever if like I feel like I'm being threatened or someone keeps like trying me. But this usually happens more with men. Okay, this doesn't really happen with women. So especially if you're a female and small and you're dealing with a condescending a-hole man, you should definitely be like this, if not more, because I feel like it's always great to protect yourself, you know. But what I'm saying is don't go searching for trouble. But when someone thinks that they can get one over on you and they're just, you know, because you're intuitive, right? You're this high priestess, you'll know. I think you should definitely put your boundaries up and give that person a chance and be like assertive. Like I said, like The first time, let it go. The second time, say something, but say it with sass. And the third time, you know, you have a right to be mean, I feel, if it's not getting across. And you should, I would actually say the third time, I think you should go away. But I'm talking like, you know, like obviously block the person or whatever, because I'm probably people are thinking, well, wouldn't you just block them? I think you should do that. But I'm speaking more of like situations you can't get out of, like people who are working at a job. People who, you know, have coworkers they have to see every day. They're people like their landlord, their neighbors. Those situations you can't always get away from, you know, and you can't always remove yourself from that. So, um, yeah, I would just say if you're around people like family, whatever, people that you just can't get away from, this is the method that I would use. I have a job where I can't necessarily get away from people. I have situations where I have to talk to people even if I don't want to. So that's basically what I'm explaining to you guys. And but yeah, I mean, if you guys are seeing certain friends and those friends don't treat you with respect, then I don't think you should go off on them. But I don't mean to deliver the wrong message. I'm sorry if I feel like a bad influence. So no, if you are around people that you can cut off, just cut them off, you know, and just leave them in the situation. But I also feel you should always use that assertive tone and say things respectfully but assertively and with like a dominating voice if you are a smaller woman, no matter what. Always put yourself first. If I don't give the best advice, therapists always, if you guys talk to any therapists, they really know a lot about assertiveness. And I remember I was taught that when I was in therapy. Someone taught me when I'm not being too assertive that's bad, or when I'm being too confrontational of how bad that, you know, can be. And the balance between both the two is called assertiveness. So I feel like as a smaller woman or man or whoever, you should always be assertive and always kind of have that spice to you. But don't go looking for trouble, and don't be mean. If you could walk away, if you're not in a situation where you have to stay, I do feel that you should walk away from the situation. But you can still say what you need to say in a respectful way, just being assertive and using that kind of a little bit of aggression tone, right? But then block them or whatever you need to do. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give the wrong advice. I really didn't, but you know, what is that thing? I'm very like little lives matter. So like I really believe that little people, they're people that, you know, or just have that cutesy energy should really, people that obviously everybody underestimates should have an aggressive side. I do believe in that, but use their discernment of when they bring it out. If you don't need to bring it out, like I was saying, if you can just walk away, then you should do that. And I would actually prefer that over than trying to be feisty or whatever. But I'm stuck in situations where I have to kind of stay around. So basically, back to this reading. Your younger self would really like you to be more assertive, and they really are proud of you for being more blunt, honest, having that protection over yourself. And you're it's like pal number one. You're your own number one best friend, but in a way where you are like your own mother as well. Like you will not stand for anyone to disrespect you. You know, like a mom, when her son or daughter's getting disrespected, she like raises all hell. You raise all hell for yourself. And your younger self wants you to keep that up, you know, for sure. And because of the Six of Swords, they would prefer you to walk away, just like I was saying. They don't want you to go looking for trouble. If you can walk away, do that first. But if you can't, then they want you to be defensive and to defend yourself. Not defensive in a bad way, but just like, you know, where you put people in their place and you keep being this Ace of Swords, this blunt person, you know. And I feel like you're not only blunt, you have knowledge. You're smart, you know, because Ace of Swords, when that comes in, I always think of like a very smart person. Someone who has a sharp tone that's blunt, says it how it is, but is also very smart as well and intelligent. So your younger self I feel like it was probably smart back then. I mean, not probably, you were. But people maybe didn't look at you that way because you were super sweet. And now it's like, it's so stupid, right? You can be super smart and book smart or whatever, and people will still look at you crazy because you're sweet. And I think that that's wrong, you know? That person can be not even, don't even, for example, the person who treats you bad is like, the bully usually is the person who gets bad grades. That's what I'm basically saying. And then you were probably the person who got all A's, but they still called you stupid. But their report card, all it had was, D's, C's, and F's. But they're over here having the audacity to call you stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. So when I'm getting these people back, whoever like was rude to you was somebody that was below you and wasn't even above you. They could have been, like I said, I'm a blunt person, so I don't like to sugarcoat anything, but they could have been not disrespecting the other person. And I'm not trying to be negative, but they probably were uglier than you. They probably were not as smart as you. They probably, if you like, let's say you were on a dance team, they were the worst dancer on the team or something like that, So I feel like a lot of people were jealous of you, and I'm getting jealousy and envy. A lot of people, and you didn't see it because you didn't see your worth, I feel, when you were a kid. And then also you were very sweet to everybody. So, but I feel like now you see your worth and you're not standing to let anyone get in your way of how you feel about yourself and how you respect yourself. And your younger self is very proud of you. And I feel like you just feel like you have to nurture and take care of your younger self, and your younger self is very happy for that. So yeah, I feel like this reading was kind of like me being a bad influence, and I don't mean to be, but like I said, I really believe strongly that people that are nice and kind should stay nice and kind, but also have that backbone for sure. So yeah. Also, if this might help anyone that maybe is struggling with, people underestimating them, if you got to do anything to teach yourself, like self-defense classes, whatever, I feel like you should do that for sure. Anything that you're lacking in, it doesn't even need to be that. Maybe you need to learn something new, or you need to gain more knowledge in something. I feel like you should do that as well. Maybe you're in a class and you're just starting and people are messing with you, because not messing with you, but maybe they're like being a little snobby towards you because you don't know everything yet. Well, study twice as hard, learn more than them. So when you come into class, nobody can really say anything about your knowledge of XYZ or whatever. I feel like, I don't mean in a negative way, but I feel like this pile has kind of heavy energy, and I feel like this pile has, people that hate on them a lot and send them a lot of evil eye, and they're jealous. So I definitely feel like you should amp up your protection, maybe use Palo Santo some more, go out, treat yourself, buy new makeup, whatever you need to do. It's like, how many times, I feel like you already proven a point that, you're better than these people, but it's like, how much more can I prove? And it's not like you're trying to prove it, but it's like, just to amp up your protection and to make you feel better, not lose your confidence. Do it for yourself, but get, new makeup, or get a new outfit, or get your nails redone or something. I don't know. Usually what I notice when people are kind of giving me nasty energy and I like change myself up a little bit, it really helps with, yeah. So this is all done, and then I'm gonna get some messages. Okay, for pile number 2, what do I need to, what are some messages that you want to give them, Spirit, for pile number 2? So you have wishes fulfilled, and notice the blessing. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. I felt like you guys are really successful, you know what I mean? You guys really got it together, for sure. What would pile number 2, I'm sorry, guys. My mouth just got really dry. Okay. Your wishes have been germinating. They're deeply planted in the soil of the loving universe, and fulfillment is here or just around the corner. But faith is required. When we put ourselves out there, it's easy to get deflated if what we want doesn't materialize right away. Have confidence. You are more than capable of manifesting your deepest desires. It's all happening, dear one. So I feel like if you guys want something, if you're trying to manifest something, just be patient. It's on the way. Don't, get too excited. And also I've noticed when you're grateful for what you want and then, you are patient about getting what you want, it usually manifests a lot quicker. So the second card, notice the blessings. Gratitude put us in a position of having instead of wanting, thinking rather than complaining. When we focus on what we already have and take stock of our blessings, we get more blessings. What are you grateful for? Share it with yourself and with others. So I feel like with this one, like I was just saying, when you're more grateful, you can manifest a lot faster and it's easier. And even if it takes a while, which usually it always doesn't because you're grateful, so the universe is rewarding you like right away. But even if let's say it did take longer, and that's not saying in a spiritual sense, you would still feel happier because you're not thinking about it all the time, because you're already distracted and you're already fulfilled with what you already have. You know what I mean? So be grateful. It will really help. And then elevate your energy. So what your younger self would like to say to you: your thoughts are vibrations that attract positive or negative energy. Notice your current emotional state. Clear any negative energy through conversations, movement, breathe, work, prayer, meditation, and so on. Then guide your thoughts back to love and abundant possibilities. When you elevate your energy, you attract abundance, health, and prosperity in your life. I think your younger self would like you to be happy, relaxed, and in the moment with yourself. I feel like you might not be in the moment at times. Like if you have ever had trauma, like I've dealt with this a lot, I always felt like I needed to think about the past, the good memories, and I never was satisfied with what was happening in my current life. And just recently I started to really just look at the people I was around and enjoy every last second of it, And it's kind of unfortunate because I went to Disney World and I didn't feel that way. I went to Disney World last year and it's supposed to be like an amazing, awesome, beautiful time, right? And it just wasn't for me. I'm grateful. I'm happy I went. I wouldn't have changed it, but I wasn't in the mental state to really appreciate the energy I was in, So I feel like, eating healthy, taking care of yourself, all of those things come into play into how you feel currently in the moment, Taking care of yourself for a long time. It doesn't just happen overnight. I feel like you also being around other people can really help elevate your energy that care about you, So yeah, basically I feel like your younger self just wants you to be happy and appreciate your life for what it is right now. For sure. So yeah, that was your guys' reading. Pal 3's younger self, what would they say to them? Jesus Christ. I'm very uncomfortable. My back kind of hurts. It's okay. Alright, give me the strength to continue this reading. So pile number 3, what would their younger self say to them? Pile number 3. This looks like a really good read so far. I like this energy. Or with pile number 3's younger self, say to them, Spirit. With pile number 3's younger self, say to them, Spirit. With pile number 3's younger self, say to them, Spirit. Ooh. Okay, one more card. That was pile number 1's younger self, say to them, Spirit. Thank you. I love this. This is so cool. So whoever chose this one, number 3, I'm not gonna lie, usually this attracts like people who need help emotionally, but you seem pretty all right. Okay. So with the Queen of Cups, I feel like this is you. You became a very nice, amazing, beautiful woman. And you're also very materialistically abundant. So with the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you, from your love and your light, you're able to manifest anything and everything. You're spiritually definitely very elevated and high value, for sure. Spiritually and materialistically. And I also feel with the Empress, you're probably a very, very beautiful woman or man or whoever. But I'm also seeing for if you are a man, you've attracted a woman like this in your life. But I'm getting more of a feminine energy. But yeah, you're very beautiful. You're very fertile, just so you know. If you don't want to have any babies, use protection. But you're very beautiful, fertile, and you're like the most wanted woman in your whole town, basically. Well known, for sure. And people don't just like you because you're pretty. They like you because you're beautiful on the inside and out. And you got your shit together. You know, you got everything. With the Chariot, I feel like you've really moved forward to progressing and learning your own skills with the 7 of Pentacles. And with the King of Pentacles, I feel like, you know, you might have even found a masculine energy that really, really, you know, supports you and is kind of like on your level. So I definitely feel like you're seeing someone romantically. And if you are a male, you manifested this woman into your life romantically, for sure. I feel like with the 4 of Cups, with this romantic person, you might be bored of them. I'm not gonna lie. Or if you're a male, you might be feeling like this woman is not appreciative of you. I don't know what that's about, but if you guys are bored of this person and you're a woman, I feel like you should be appreciative. But I also feel like with the 9 of Cups, you still love this person, like you like them. But I feel like you have feelings, but maybe you guys aren't going out as much, or you guys aren't doing things that make you really happy per se, you know what I mean? The 10 of Pentacles, I feel like you guys are establishing generational wealth, and you guys even might get married soon, but I feel like you're thinking to yourself, I love him, but like, I'm just not satisfied with the things that we do together, you know? So I would suggest traveling, maybe going on trips. If you're a male, I would suggest maybe taking her on a vacation, like doing things that make her excited. You know what I mean? Ask her what she wants to do, for sure. With the Sun, I feel like everything's just happy and amazing for you guys. And I feel like, you know, you are on a pretty good path and you have a really good a really good partner. Sorry. You have a really good partner that loves you to death and they just want to have a little more fun with you. That's all. I feel like you guys will be having a baby sometime soon. I feel like your younger self, I'm getting like a very dreamy energy, you know, and I feel like if they were to see you, they would think, oh, I already knew that would happen, you know. I feel like maybe when you're younger, you were maybe very, not conceited, but you're like that sassy little girl if you're a female that was just like, yeah, I know I'm gonna manifest that. I know I got that. And that's kind of like what I'm getting, like very girly, And I feel like they would look at you and be like, yeah, I knew that would happen, you know, with you like living like that fairy tale kind of lifestyle. Um, I feel like, you know, when you were younger, you weren't spiritually evolved. Obviously, nobody is. But I feel like maybe you weren't as nice as you are now, but I feel like now you're nicer and you're beautiful on the inside and you've really grown as a woman. I'm just getting this very beautiful. Like if your dad looked at you, he would be so proud of you. If your mom saw you, she would be so proud of you. They are proud of you. You know, so I feel like yeah, your reading is pretty short and pretty positive, and your younger self is just has like one thing to say to you, which is, yeah, I knew that would happen. And you're just, I feel like you have probably a pretty happy childhood as well. I'm feeling a very calm and relaxed energy. And I feel like that hasn't really left your spirit or soul, you know? I feel like you went through a lot in life where you didn't really go through the pain, but like you saw other people go through pain and it really helped change you to become more of a beautiful person and inspire you to be the beautiful woman or man or whoever that you are. I feel like you could also be like a nurse, or you could be somebody that helps people. You could be a veterinarian or something like that. I'm getting that because I feel like you're a caretaker, you're a giver. You could be like a massage therapist as well, or something within that sort. I just feel like a lot of people are attracted to you, and you're just like one of the most beautiful people in the whole world. And you know, you've learned a lot from others, and you know, you definitely are going somewhere in life, and your life is just gonna get more beautiful from, you know, from right now till the day that you die. So I feel like your inner child is very happy, and they've always been happy, and they're very sure of themselves. They're very confident, very sassy. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty short. That's really all I have for you guys. I'm going to get a few messages. I know the other readings are super long, but there's nothing really to say. Your inner child or whatever, or I feel like it was more of an inner child, to be honest, but your past self is very happy for you, for sure. But I'm not getting like a past self where it was like like 5-10 years ago. Some of the other readings, it was kind of like that. I feel like they were more like teenagers, young adults, something within that sort. But I feel like what wants to speak to you as a past self is more so your inner child than anything. Is there any messages for pal number 3? Anything that pal number 3's inner past self would like to say to them? Okay, so believe. There's magic all around you. Open up to the wonders of the universe. Notice the connections and synchronicities, follow your feelings, and believe with all your heart we successfully manifest our dreams when our feelings are in alignment with our plans. From that sacred union, the right ideas take shape, the best relationships blossom, and the stuff that's meant to be easily falls into place. Everything is possible. So I basically feel like you should basically keep believing in yourself. I don't feel like you have an issue with believing in anything, but maybe because you're like you said, well, what I've read off the cards, you seem pretty bored of life sometimes. So I feel like you should just keep believing and be appreciative of your life, and just be in that energy where, you know, you can just know that even more dreams can come true for yourself. And just make sure, because this message is personal to you, you know, make sure that you are still believing that you can do whatever you put your mind to. I feel like maybe you've lost passion to figure more things out for yourself. You know what I mean? So just make sure you get that passion back, and then you start to realize that you're capable of anything, and just keep remembering that you need to believe in yourself, because your younger self definitely believes in you. They think that you're able to do anything. So accept yourself. When there's a time and place for self-improvement, today's focus is on everything that's great about you. Let go of who you think you should be and fall madly in love with who you are in this moment. When you accept yourself exactly as you are, you shift from living for tomorrow to appreciating today. Accept yourself, sweetheart. So I feel like you should just, really love yourself for who you are. I feel like maybe, what's the word? Like, okay, the song that I'm channeling is Dollhouse. That's for somebody. It's from Melanie Martinez. Maybe you feel kind of smothered and like you have to hold your breath, have to obtain this positive lifestyle that you have. And maybe, you could be like a little weird, or you could just do things that maybe your family won't approve of. I feel like you should really take care of that and look into that. I feel like your life is pretty great, and you have a lot going for yourself, but maybe you're bored because your life is a little too perfect for you. Not perfect. Nobody's life is perfect, but which I'm happy for you, obviously. But like, maybe your life is just, it looks too perfect, and you want to keep that up because maybe your family wants you to keep some type of image to obtain or something like that. So, and then you don't really want to do, like, okay, another movie I'm channeling is Titanic. So, I feel like you guys, everyone's seen that movie, but that's kind of what I'm seeing is like, you're like Rose, like where, how she was rich and her mom didn't like her dating Jack or whatever, and she wanted to like be crazy and do these crazy things. I feel like that's kind of like what your energy is. I feel like you want to do more, or maybe you want to ride horses, or maybe your family, if you tell them that, they'll look at you like you're crazy, or maybe you want to move, because I remember I saw her riding a horse in one of the pictures, you know what I'm talking about. But maybe you just want to be wild and crazy, and like, maybe your type of people could be like those people that maybe are less fortunate, and you like their energy more, and you like how they have fun a lot better or something, and maybe you're just bored of your life. So I feel like you should kind of run away from whatever your family, friends think or whatever, and do the things that you want to do, because who cares if anyone thinks you're weird, or if your family doesn't accept it. That's actually very normal stuff, and I feel like whoever you're around majority of the time doesn't want you to explore those kind of things. And I'm getting it's more family than anything, like your parents or something. So definitely accept yourself and stop caring what your parents or whoever thinks, for sure. So this is what your younger self would like to say to you. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from loving kindness? The gesture doesn't have to be big. Send an email, pick up the phone, pop by for a visit, or order a banquet of posies. Let this person know that you're thinking of him or her. When we offer our love generously, that caring energy comes back to us tenfold, while also lifting us up in the process. Reach out and offer your love today. So I feel like your younger self might want you to just, if you, like for example, I just saw my mom, and she's not very well. She's not sick, but she's old, and she might not live very much longer. So I decided to see her. Me and her kind of had a very rough relationship, very hard, and I would not take back me visiting her. I literally spent over $1,000 on the whole entire trip just to see her, but it was worth it, and I'm happy I did it, and I wouldn't regret it in the whole world. So if you need to see somebody, if you need to make amends with people, I feel like you really should do that, for sure, because I feel like it'll really help you heal. I feel like after that trip, even though it was really sad for me and I was emotionally broken, and I never felt as sad as that in my whole entire life. Like, that's the saddest I've ever felt. It felt like a funeral, because I knew at the end of the day that could be the last time I see her, So it felt like to me, that was me celebrating our last time together, you know, because I don't know if she's gonna be there next month or the month after that. I don't know. Anyway, so if you have someone that's could be dying or somebody that, you know, you didn't make things right with, I feel like you definitely should, for sure. Recharge your, oh, sorry, unplug. So recharge your cell batteries by unplugging from the digital world. Connect with yourself by disconnecting from distractions such as other people's to-do lists. Take a stroll. The best way to generate fresh and innovative ideas is to balance the virtual and natural worlds. The birds and the trees have just as much to teach you as the internet. So I feel like you guys definitely should get out in nature. I feel like your younger self wants you to maybe be more playful, and maybe they don't like the fact that you're on your phone so much, or they don't like the fact that, you know, you haven't made amends with whoever you need to. I feel like you really need to make amends with somebody that maybe you are on good terms with right now. And I feel like they're saying it'll help you heal and you will not regret it, for sure. So that was your guys' reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't really been on for a while, and I only have 2 videos up. My life has been hectic, to be honest, so I haven't been able to make anything, and these videos take a long time out of my day, and I'm already energetically drained because I'm a dancer, and being a dancer is hard. It's really hard, and it's been hard to just take care of myself. It's not easy when you have no help. I don't have any help from anybody. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm able to take care of myself, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but it's very, very hard to be independent. So I will try my hardest to like do a video once a week, or maybe 2 times a week or something. I don't even have barely any subscribers or anything because I haven't made anything, you know, so yeah, my style of reading, just so you know, because this is like my 3rd video, is I'm very blunt and very honest. If you're very sensitive, I wouldn't recommend you watching my channel. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I mean, I am from Chicago. I know you can see the sweater, but like, I don't believe in sugarcoating, and I don't believe in tiptoeing around other people's feelings, to be honest. So, but I do mean well, and I have the biggest heart in the whole world, and I don't usually, when I say honest things, it doesn't even come across mean, because I try to make sure I put my love into it and I'm doing it with good intentions, you know. But I might say something that, you know, I don't know. I'm very no filter kind of person. So if that isn't your style, I wouldn't recommend you watching my channel, to be honest. But I do have the biggest heart and the best intentions, and I really am rooting for everybody, and I really want to help people. So I just don't believe in telling people what they want to hear. And I grew up in a family where everyone's kind of sarcastic and has a dark sense of humor. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to tiptoe around anyone's feelings. That's all. So I just want to put out a warning. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, and I am sending you love and light. All right, goodbye.